My name is Malik. Nice to meet John. Welcome back to the turn.
Here I go!
To there. Yeah. Oh, a new place. Oh, finally.
Oh, so this is Treon Tower.
We'd only ever seen it from a distance. It makes a way bigger impression up close.
Can you believe that me of 5 minutes ago used to think Orcus Tower was the cooler one? Guess I'm gonna have to redo my ranking.
Keep in mind the Crossbell Orchis Towers servers a very different purpose from Treon Tower. It won't be fair to judge them by the same metrics. Yeah, names aside, Orchis Tower is more of a skyscraper. Treon Tower, on the other hand, is better described as a general infrastructure. It acts as a relay transmitter for a broadcasting orbital wave through Edith, and that's only one of the various roles it fulfills. Managing all of Edith's network commons has probably been the biggest one this last year. Hold on, something doesn't add up here. Treon Tower was designed by Professor Epstein, right? And that was 50 years ago, just after the Orbital Revolution. Correct, it was initially built as a clock tower, complete with meteorological instrumental. Absolutely 20 years later, they installed a radio facility. It took another 2 decades before they implemented support for all manners of orbital communication waves. But the tower overall shape and frame are basically unchanged, which implied Professor Epstein saw modern orbital networking coming a whole half. Does Professor Epstein come from the future, travel to the past, was one of the ancient Sumerian civilization, study all of this, and started little by little knowing what to do, knowing the danger it could cause by finding out solutions till the end of the world comes. Because the big monster, because of the Master of Master and Eva, oh my god, Vita, what the hell? Eva. We're talking about the limit of the war, the span of the war and everything like that. And also in Cold Steel 4 we talk about like Epstein something with Campanella and Bell. That's rather far-fetched, though it's a little frightening how I can actually refute it you. Pretty flaky of the guy to leave all these crazy predictions and invention behind. It's definitely not impossible though. Nadia, you got something? Who cares about all that mumbo jumbo anyways? This is the perfect chance to take in all the sights. Come on S, what should we hit up first? Do we look like tourists to you? If we are making the rounds, covering the establishment around the mall would be a good start. As far as viewing go, the most impressive one here can be found on the tower's observation deck. That being the case, what do you say we save the best for last? Now you're talking. Good thing we have a local to give us the inside scoop, huh? Are you sure about this? We are still on the job here. This is the road we had to take on our investigation anyway. Besides, there is no harm in mixing business with pleasure, be it on your first stay in the capital. I imagine you haven't had much chance to enjoy the city outside of the 4 SPGs. Wow, if Beauty Blade had a third B, it would stand for big-hearted. Yeah, you are all nothing like Van say. Oh, and what exactly did Van say I would be? Crap, open mountain serve food. Oh, you know, scary, demanding, the kind of lady we should watch our step around. Hey, why'd you go and tell her all that? Because I am an ally to scorn beauties all over the world. Since when? Well, that's enlightening. I'm sure Bam was only playing it up for laugh. Oh, no need to defend the man. He can do himself in person. Now then, should be off. I'll lead the way. Who knew smiles could be that scary? A maiden's heart is like a maze of landmines. Better start taking notes, S. Looks like a business is booming. This is one of Vernon's company retail location. No wonder, you can't go anywhere without hearing the name. Naturally, they sell a variant of Orbit for home use, but in recent times, they've focused their efforts on bringing sci-fis to general consumers. The all-in-one communication device found here offer the same specification with none of the combat functionality. You can even give them an in-store test run before making a purchase. Sci-fis, huh? Nadia and I use them ourselves. It's impressive how far they come without the Epstein Foundation involved. Feels like they are leaps and bounds ahead on the old Burns vs. Rainford rivalry now. It's kinda bittersweet though. Call me old school, but I have gotten pretty attached to the Enigma and Arceus unit. Oh, those people there. Hey, is that who I think it is? Let's go up and get a closer look. Good idea, we may as well stop on by and say hello. The stairway be just behind the door. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Where is the door?
Are those security robots? They don't look like the ones I'm used to seeing.
Those are Robovacs. As I recall, they're newly manufactured by the Vern Company. I hear they're testing them out here at Trion Mall.
This should be a household staple. I could make these things do all the cleaning for me.
Hey, they say that it's locked. Where is it? Ah, that door. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you again for putting this detailed analysis together. I'll make sure to pass it along to Professor Schmidt. And thank you too, Your Highness. We greatly value your input as one of our sponsors.
You're quite welcome. Please give the professor my regards.
I have a feeling my father and brother will be just as pleased with the results.
It is her!
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Swin, Nadia, it's been too long.
Miss Herschel, Professor Hamilton, a pleasure to see you again.
Ah, Elaine. Good day to you.
That's Latoya Hamilton, one of Epstein's 3 disciples.
So, wait, you already know each other? Elaine and I have known each other for some time now. We met when I was on assignment for NGO work.
That's right. Her assistance at the time was invaluable. I don't believe I've met your other companion, though.
How do you do, Miss Eau Claire? And hello to your friends as well. I am Jita Osval, daughter of Grand Prince Salman of Elsheim. What a blessing it is to meet so many new people today.
The Princess of Elsheim?
You must be Crown Prince Sharid's younger sister. I recall seeing you at the racetrack the other day. It's an honor to formally make your acquaintance.
Oh, so you were there as well? I've heard many a story about Beauty's Blade, but it's nice to finally put a face to the name. My brother has much to thank you Bracers for.
It's really no trouble at all. The Guild appreciates his generous support.
Oh, wow! A real-life princess! What a cutie patootie!
Do me a favor and behave for once.
Swim and Nadia, was it? It's clear that you are friends of Towas. Oh, yeah. But you don't quite seem to be bracers. They aren't. I have temporarily enlisted their help with a request is all. That's right, we just started a new gig in Edith as acting brigands. From missing cats to apocalyptic threats, S over here can handle anything. Thanks for overselling it, and don't act like all the work goes to me. Ah, now I understand. Your R-card solution interim replacement. I must say the two of you make quite a distinct pair. Ah, Toa! She looks so cute. My brother has to... No, wait. How it was? Oh. Imagine that. I'm a little surprised to see you two in that line of work. It fell into our laps, more or less. You think you are surprised? What are you doing all this way from Erebonia, Toa? Let me guess, it is the old NGO grind? Yeah, it's one I got to help out with after graduating towards the International Cooperation Organization. Right, she was mentioning something like that. I won't lie that like I'm 100% remember, but things are beginning on one of the memories, I guess, right? Are beginning to pick up with them again, and I have some other business to take care of in Calvar anyway, like time travel. Okay, I should shut up. So I made the choice to recollect here at the start of the year. Oh, that checkout. The ICO, huh? Feel like they keep ramping up their visibility more each year. Yes, their group addresses all sorts of international challenges that local government can handle on their own. And there's been an increasing trend of those kind of issues through the country recently. Even here in the capital, Miss Herschel, ooh yeah, has been hard at work in more field of experience than I can count. It's difficult to believe that her real job is teaching at an Imperial Military Academy. Yup, she's one busy bee, alright? Oh, stop it. I don't do much at all, really. But enough about that. Back to this acting sprig and business. How reverting. It has the air of something out of a movie or a novel. I don't mean to impose, but would you mind telling me about the case you are actually working on? Neither of us have a problem with it. But it's up to our client to decide how hush-hush we have to be. I suppose it won't hurt to share a few details. So Edith has been having orbital network problems. My brother told me about everything that happened in Basel last year as well. Things aren't enough to be actual problem yet, but it's sketchy all the same. Would you happen to have any insight, Professor? As a matter of fact, I received a brief report about this quartet of burned company. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can add to this stage. But at the very least, I have confidence that you are on the right track. Nice, we got the prof stamp of approval. Even the smallest crack can eventually grow into a chasm. Our lack of foreseeing with those nuclear devices last year led to tragedy, and what we're seeing now may be the early sign of something similar. All this to say, I appreciate your investigation, the matter. Of course, if there's even a hint of malicious agenda behind this, we'll root it out and nip it in the bud. Spoke like a true bracer. Maybe my hearing's going, but that didn't sound like a royal we to me. I'm sure Elaine could manage, but we'll be counting on you two to help her get to the bottom of this. Well, that I could offer more than well wishes. Still, I look forward to hearing the tales you exploit. I see you, Toa. Like, she dressed fancy, but those pants, girl, they are for other outfits, you know? They're for other type of outfit. Yeah, those are... Look how I dress. And I'm like, hey, your pants. I'm like I care how I dress. And if there's anything at all we can do to help, don't hesitate to let us know. Thank you, Professor. Well, just excuse ourselves then. See ya later. You three do your best out there, okay? I'm here to help too, so don't be afraid to reach out.
Welcome to the Treon Mall. Here you'll find
This oral network issue have an unmistakable stage of full play about them. But while your investigation has most curious prying into things will only make me hindrance. So instead I should wait with bated breath to hear the tales of your exploits.
the tPhone.
Even I must admit these oral network disruptions are point of concern.
Lighting cal-
Nevertheless, I'm certain you substitute Spriggan will manage to uncover another angle of approach. Best of luck, your investigation in the matter is much appreciated. Look, important people, they just give them like one line, one chat,
News,
right?
everyone.
What am I doing? Like,
Is way to Calvert.
right.
Pay him a visit today.
What the hell? Okay. There get just one chat. The other people I was doing rounds, they have like 3 times the chat. I'm like, what the hell? Later on, I chat with everybody. Let me first do the things I need to do.
Okay, I think we've hit up all the spots worth visiting.
Then I suggest we head for the tower.
Welcome to the Treon
Wait a
Mall.
second, I need
Here you'll
to
find Treon Tower.
save
one of
and do
Edith's
the
major
rounds.
landmarks.
And
Oh, look! It's Mishy! Also find the
Don't be fooled.
a movie theater, boutiques, and other various shops to peruse.
This is Quincy Company Store. They are one of the biggest confectionery in Samuria. Your partners run this piece, right, Blade Lady? Oh, maybe you can get us some freebies. Read you're the room, Nadia. From what I remember, their president was arrested last year. Unfortunately, my involvement in the business ended when I took off from home. I'm afraid that means family benefits are out of the question. Oh man. I can certainly give you my recommendation though. Why don't we browse up around? Didn't realize she made such a clean break from them. I fear the worst after the debacle with father, but things seems to be recovering for the most part. That's one worry of my mind. Okay, later I'll talk with you guys. Oh, what am I supposed to do now? My mirror's good and gone
Welcome to
at
the
this
Treon
point.
Mall. Here you'll find Treon
The
Tower,
bear!
one of Edith's major
Get a hold of
landmarks.
yourself, Ned. This is no time to call it quits.
You'll also find the
Maybe I
Vern
could
store,
try out
a
that
movie
thing
theater,
people keep
boutiques,
whispering about.
And other various shops
This
to
guy's
peruse.
really monologuing, huh? Can't say I'm not curious, but let's
Drop by
just
the
leave
Vern
him
store
to
if
it.
you want to check out the hottest new commodity, So the sleepy. tPhone.
Welcome
The
to
Liberal
Liberal
Boutique. They deal in specialty goods and souvenirs from the Liberal Kingdom.
I've never been to a place like this before. Whoa! Is that a model of the original Arce?
Wowee! That's a lot of acerbic tomatoes!
All our products are shipped directly from Liberal.
No, nobody's getting that.
Please come again.
There's one more that I need to do before. Ah, Mishi! Hey, Mishi, over here! It blows my mind how one simple mascot could take both Empire and Republic by storm. That's no easy feat when you think about it. All of Mishi's brand management in Calvert is handled by Valley's investment bank. Much of his popularity here can be attributed to their financial might. That being said, what's eating you? You two are familiar with the original Mishi, correct? Take a closer look if you will. Huh? Compare the Mishi you know to the way this one has been localized for the Calvar market. Obviously, the most drastic discrepancy is the head-to-body ratio. But the size Elaine is mad. Ears and part of his tail differ subtly as well. Moreover, exaggerating his paws ends up compromising any sense of unity in his design. When added together, these seemingly minute factors have a considerable impact on his overall silhouette. Granted, this Mishi does have his own charms, but I'm disinclined to call him authentic. Whoa, we got a connoisseur over here. Just let her have this one. Okay, time for me to beat the rounds. Be right back, okay? Are you done sightseeing around the tower? Yeah, we have our fill. So now that we have taken a tour around Trion Mall, what are your thoughts? It's a good vibe for people our age, and there's plenty of family-friendly spots too. Plus, it make a halfway decent date spot. I give it 4 stars. She wasn't asking for a review. You already forgot why we're here. Oh, me? No way. My clue radar just never went off, that's all. I kept an eye out myself, but I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary either. What about you, Swim? The same as you two, nothing special. I see. Let's just leave the tower itself then. As much as I'd like to be all woohoo, let's go. This is the part where we have to start taking things seriously, huh? The observation deck is open to general public, but any urban network facility will be located elsewhere. I should be able to get us permission to investigate on that front. But we may want to see what the staff can tell us first. Makes sense to me. Break a leg, Blade Lady. We'll be waiting right here for you. You aren't coming? Talking things out will probably go a lot smoother without us. Trust me, we only get in your way. Well, alright, make yourself comfortable then. I'll go speak with the relevant employees and circle back. Almost at last. You know what that means, S? Time for a dating montage. Let's take a rain check on that. There is something else I'm curious about. Hey, there you are. Welcome back. You're by yourself. Where's Swim? I sent him on a little errand, but he should be back real soon. Oh, speaking of the devil. Hey, S. That was quite quick. Find anything out? Unfortunately not. I spoke with security, but no one saw any suspicious person enter or leave the building. The communication facility and equipment are much different. Nothing unusual has been reported at all during their periodic inspections. So we are fresh out of leads. On the surface, yes. But that may change if we can examine the main control system directly. That's why I took the liberty of getting us clearance. This is your area's expertise, right, Nadia? You really do your homework, huh? But you know, there is one other thing we can try. There is? You all done, Nadia? Just about. The compression result should be popping up any second now. Result for what exactly? Operation RoboCop Track Down. I beg your pardon? Our preparation is among them. They are? Probably. I think you have tried her patient enough. Just give it to her straight already. Fine. First, let me redirect your attention to one of the many mechan janitors roaming around us. At the risk of repeating myself, those automatic cleaning machines operate exclusive in the 3rd district. They were brought in on a trial basis by Valence Investment Bank, one of Trinity Tower's biggest sponsors. Right? But we reached out to Towa, who got in touch with Professor Hamilton. And she gave us the RoboCap spec sheet, plus the source code for their main system. Just goes to show connections are everything. I'm surprised Professor Hamilton will authorize that. It turns out her offering to help wasn't just to be polite. Yeah, sweet old ladies like her are the best. So now we just use that data to analyze the RoboCap behavior routines. I use for the area's cartographic info along with the active unit count and time frame. And presto, a complete map of every RoboCap pathing route. I didn't even realize that was possible. Well, only because we had all other parameters first. Besides, this calculation tells us where they are supposed to go, not where they actually went. That's where S came in clutch. I went around attaching transmitters to any RoboCat that were nearby. Obviously, there was no way I could get every single one. But lucky for us, they can detect and coordinate with any friends of theirs nearby. So as long as enough units are being tracked, we can get a beat on pretty much all of them. Now, if I take the spec rows from earlier and cross-reference them with the ones on the record, well, yeah, look at that, some of them don't line up. Meaning they were hacked? Bingo! There are security checks for people going in and out of Trion Tower. But they have no reason to suspect a cleaning machine they themselves are using. They make the RoboCat a safe, reliable means of getting close to the tower control system. As for why nothing turns up in their inspections, the virus used to infect the network is probably self-destruction. In other words, after it does its things, it removes any trace that it was ever there. Then, after the inspections are over, the perpetrator hacks a different robot and cycles stars all over. That way, they can exploit part of Trion Tower's control system to commit their cyber crimes with no one the wiser. The pieces do seem to align. I have to say, I'm impressed you were able to put all of this together, Nadia. Though Swim deserves some credit as well for not noticing something was off with the robots in the first place. You could tell it was me, and you call us impressive? Yeah, you're pretty quick on uptake. They would have made me A rank otherwise. Would you mind walking me through your thought process? Well, if you really want to know, what typed me off was the strange way some of the robots were behaving. The roads they were taking felt less than optimal from cleaning perspective. It was were trying to avoid being spotted or keep a low profile in the case that they couldn't. As someone who used to staying under the radar, I tend to pick up on these kind of things. So I see. Have you two ever given any thought to becoming abrasers? Is that an invitation? It is. The guild is always short-staffed. Our branch in Edith is special in need now that we returned to Erbonia. And you won't be the first people with a complicated past to register with us. It's surprisingly common, in fact. Well, as tempting as that offer sounds. No way, Jose. The guild burns their members out like a box of matches. And don't get me started on your working hours. I need to save all that room in my planner to back-to-back siestas. Yep, a lazy life of leisure is the only one for me. And there's your answer. Well, no shame in trying. Oh ho, I spy something on the move. Oh wait, wait, are you here? My old mate, be right back. Okay. Another robotic straight off its expected route. Can you say hacked? It just went in the tower through the back door, probably to launch another viral attack. Then we better launch an attack of our own. Right, catching up to it should give us a clue as to who is responsible for this. It's headed through the observation deck onward and upward. I like that I can see them run. There is observation deck. To back we can just kick our feet up. The robot should be past this door here. Looks like it went to the control room at the top of the stairs. Let's move in then. I've already received permission from security. Right.
Wrong way.
Ah. Over there. I think it noticed us. We're blocking the only exit. There's nowhere to run. Shoot, it's gonna ram itself into the reserve and corrupt the data. Not on my watch. You slash out it likes faster than I could say. Holy moly. I barely even had time to blink. Let's keep more investigating. The culprit is bound to have realized what happened by now. Got it. What the? I think we are out of luck. What? How? The hacking program's already started auto-deleting process. And without better hardware, I won't have time to trace the signal back to the perp. At this rate, every last bit of data is gonna get wiped out. I'm afraid of that. This sucks. Everything past this point is out of my depth. If Rene were here, she'd know what to do. We could send more person and better equipment, but it's been too little too late. We finally found a lead and it's slipping right through our fingers.
It appears you're in something of a fix.
Okay, wait. Towa? Okay, damn. Okay, she looks good on those pants. The thing is the tops. Oh, wait a second. I think my air conditioner is dripping. I need to fix it. What are all of you doing here? It was at Her Highness' suggestion, actually. You see, I was simply beside him myself with curiosity after learning what you were up to. Your call earlier suggested that... Yeah, what did she say? And since the network outage you are investigating are taking place all through the city, it stood the reason that you would head to the control room of this tower where edit orbital traffic comes through. You act like it's no big deal, but that's some top tier sleuther in there. In any event, it will be seen we made the right choice in coming. Nadia, why don't you try hacking him from your end? But it will be fine, dear. Go right ahead. What do I do now? It will be tough going in if you jump in unprepared. So allow me to lend you this. Oh, how adorable. What a peculiar shape. Where have I seen it before? While this avatar is borrowed, it contains hacking tools made especially for orbital networking environment. It should be more than manageable for someone of your ability. Oh, color me impressed. Okay, here goes nothing. Wait, why do I, wait, oh here. Wait, here. No, wait. Okay. No, this way.
Code under analysis. Security cleared.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
Code under analysis. Security cleared. Mission accomplished.
Oh, okay. Got him. Mission complete. You managed to trace the signal back? All in a day work for yours truly. So I could haven't done it without that cute little Ivy and its tool. Think a bundle, prof. I mean, do I look like she looks good, you know? Like, ignore the pant. Like, this style looks good for the meeting they will have it and all. The pants are for more for a rocky, like, let's go to the mall date Towa, you know. So now you know where the culprit is, right? Yep, there were several layers of dummy data to throw me off, but I made it through eventually. The coordinates of whoever been hacking the Robocast and who's been messing with Edit Orbital Network are right here. Where is here exactly? It appears to be just shy of the city unofficial 30 district, otherwise known as the Black District. Thinking back, this reminds me of something Zin mentioned. Supposedly there is a desolated corner of the district where the air is so stagnant that even its residents rarely step foot inside. They call it the condemned sector. Yeah, that's fishy with a capital F. I mean, what better place to hold up if you're looking to get some evil doing done? We'll just have to go down there and see what we find. I'm afraid the rest of us won't be of much help from here on, but I have faith that the three of you will be able to handle things just fine. Take care everyone, be safe, okay? You got a gun. Well, we'll thank you again for your assistance. See you around, Towa. If you are staying in Edith, it's only a matter of time before we run into each other again. Sorry to interrupt, but would you mind if I don't think that's a good idea, but Sherry has told me much of his first-hand experience with arcade solutions capeds. If you are substituting for them, if only follow that I should take the place of my brother. Would that not be nature course of things? That's a pretty big stretch. Not to mention, when I see the two of you interact, it feels as I'm among old friends. What I mean to say is you are the spitting image of the protagonist in my favorite book series. Your favorite book series? 9 and 3? Yes, it follows a young assassin and the girl he calls his partner in their quest to defy fate. I highly recommend. The third wall has been broken. While I understand how you feel, Your Highness, I'm afraid I can't allow this. The Black Light District is lawless as is, to say nothing of this condemned sector. We have no way of predicting what dangers may be lying in wait down there. I thought as much. It's disappointing to be certain, but I won't protest any further. Even if I had a bodyguard, there's no denying I would only get in your way. Well, that I could have borrowed energy from my brother beforehand. then it'd be a different story. Anyway, just leave it to us for now. We'll tell you about all our daring to next time we meet, okay? I'll be waiting with bated breath. May Arusha's protection be with you. Hey, just popping in with an update from Marduk support. Further analysis has been revealed on new floor of Market Gardens, so check it out when you get a chance, okay? Are you talking to me like alone, like privacy? The third floor. Okay, round. Wait a second. The condiment sector sounds really dangerous. I'm sure you'll be okay as long as Elaine with you, but do try to be careful.
What a view!
Look at all those teeny tiny people down there. They're like ants beneath our feet.
And the award for least intimidating villain laugh goes to...
It's clear that the culprit is adept at hacking. I hope the three of you will stay safe out there. Good luck. I'm a little sad. Will be the professor? But I'll be alright, so as long as you tell me all about it after you complete your investigation. Okay, now time to round, if they allow me. Wait a second, there's a... Ned! Are you Ned? We saw your first PG. Oh, then you must be the Spriggan I have been hearing about. That's right, although we are actually just filling in for the real one for a bit. I'll be honest, I was expecting someone a little more shady looking. Glad you are not though. But have I seen you somewhere before, miss? Don't mind me, I'm not actually a Spriggan, I just lend them a hand every now and then. Anyway, would you mind explaining your request in a more detailed way? Oh yeah, sorry, let me explain. I guess to put it simple, I was only out of Mira. Some guys came up to me saying they had cheap tPhones on sale with just a few stipulations. tPhones, those are the consumer grade version of iPhones that act as a mobile terminals, right? Didn't they start selling them this year? Yeah, that's right, they've been all the rage since they went on sale. It's supposed to be on top of the line gadget. Up until now, mobile terminals have only been available to people like government officials or people in the guild or the military. But now, even you, average Joy, can get one. It's like we have stepped into a whole new era. A tPhone is like a status symbol. If you manage to bag one, the whole world will know how classy you are. You sure are passionate about them. Guys get psyched about the weirdest thing. Well, anyway, that's why I was so excited to head to the Vern store to pick one up. But a single tPhone is pretty expensive, they're like 20,000 Mira. That's way out of my price range, so I was starting to feel pretty bummed. Then when I left the store, these two guys approached me. They showed me flyers for cheap tPhones and said they could hook me up with one for 5,000 with only a few stipulations. When I asked if they could tell me more, they took me to a nearby cafe to talk. So someone came along at just the right time and talked you into what you thought was a good deal. But what were these stipulations you mentioned? Well, the first thing they said was they even thought these cheaper tPhones were official products, they got them from a problematic source. They were supposed to be distributed to the members of some institution, but these guys ended up getting them on the down low. On the down low? So what you're saying is they were sold illegally. Sounds like a deep-seated issue if that's the case. Yeah, but despite that, they told me not to worry because it was all a gray area. But if it did happen to get out to the police or the guild, they would have to stop selling them. So they told me to keep the truth between us. They also told me that if it happened to break on me, I could take it to an official dealer. Those were the two main stipulations they had. They want me to sign a contract and everything. If there really was a gray area, you'd think they'd be a little less hush-hush about it all. It definitely sounds suspicious. I'm guessing you ended up signing anyway. Yeah, I was told they only had a limited supply and they were on a first come, first served basis. I panicked, you know? But the real problem is what happened next. The tPhone they sold me doesn't even work, it's a complete piece of junk. It doesn't have the camera functionality it's supposed to, and I can't even get a call to connect properly. I see, the very model of a scam. I mean, I do feel a little sorry for you, but you kind of brought this on yourself. So, what do you want us to do about this scam artist? The thought of them getting away with this while I swallow in despair is a big bruise to my ego. And while I do want them to get racket over the coal for this, I really just want to get all my mirror back. I think you get both of your wishes if you report this to the police. And yet you decide to put out a forced PG request instead. I know what you're trying to say. I get that it's selfish of me. Here I am, wanting to get back them for swindling me, yet I'm not willing to accept the consequences of my own mistakes. I don't see why it'd be such a big deal. Everybody looks out for number one in the end, right? Except for me, because I always put S first no matter what. Oh yeah. Oh wait though, now that we have added a certain doll to the ranking. Oh brother. Getting back to the matter at hand, this certainly sounds like a request that leans more toward the edge of the law. So what will the submitted brigands like to do about it? I don't mind taking on the job, but what to do? Why I won't? Alright, I understand, we'll take the case. But as far as giving the grief goes, that will depend on their response to us. Did you mean it? Oh, thank you. Well, with that settled, I guess I better drum up what little motivation I have. So, do you still have the flyer you say they gave you? I got the tPhone at least. Here, you probably need it. I wish I had the flyer, but actually ended up throwing it away. Well, the first thing to do is gather some intel on these guys. Right, they don't seem to be in the area right now, so we should be able to ask around without worrying we'll scare them off. In that case, why don't we head to the Vern store and see if anyone's seen a pair of scammers around. Maybe we should check in with some of the neighboring shops too, to make sure those guys aren't selling brand name knockoff of other products, right? Exactly, you're so smart, S. It's probably that we got a good idea of how widespread their operation is first. Although it's likely they are not going this with anything other than tPhones. If we are worried about other potential knockoff, the liver boutique seems like it'd be a likely target. Because it's amazing, the arc by the way, and the second part is like amazing, it's gonna blow. She's not speaking anymore. After all, there is said to stock a famous wine from Liver, the Grand Chardonnay. A single bottle can get pretty expensive depending on the year. I guess we better get started then. It's probably for the best that we don't tell people we're investigating Sweeterly thought. Don't want to cause unnecessary panic. Let's just stick to asking if they know anything about cheap tPhones. Alright, I'll wait around outside the mall until the guys reach out. Don't want to risk running into them again, you know? Sure, we'll let you know what we find.
Let's start this 4SPG.
One sec.
The mall has a lot of shops carrying high-end goods. We should check and see if any of them are experiencing a scam similar to the one with the tPhones. Sorry, but could we bother you for a moment? Unfortunately, I don't believe I know much about cheap tPhones, and I haven't heard anything regarding scams on high-end products either. The only products of ours that will be a potential target is our Grand Cardinal. I don't think we have any complaints or returns, though I doubt we have any reason to worry there. Sounds like this store isn't being targeted then. Yeah, Swayman, I miss. But for a silver lining, I guess now we know that there is only one shop that's having issue. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, there has been one thing I found concerning. Recently I seen a couple of men posting flyers out in front of our store. It all just seemed a little suspicious. I noticed them sometimes on my lunch break. Can you give us any more details about them? It's starting seeing the two of them around at the beginning of the year. I haven't seen them today, but they are pretty much every day from afternoon until the evening. I often see the two of them discussing something while snooping around by the Burn store. They seem to be handing out their flyers to people on their way out. I assume they have been discussing who to target before they leave the store. That's actually some really useful information. Wow, you sure are pretty observant for having caught all that. I don't think your average person would think twice about what some guys handing out flyers were up to. On top of that, you are refined and well spoken, but not quite as stuffing as an aristocrat. Begin to so detail oriented, it almost makes me think you used to work as a maid. She played the games. So, do you always have to do that? You are very perceptive. If you are capable of deducing all that, I assume you must not be an ordinary customer either. That's right, when a mystery presents itself, I got no choice but to solve it. It's all part of my detective saga. Who do you think you're fooling? It's no problem, it's not as though I'm looking to hide it from anyone. When I used to live in Liber, I worked in a city called Bose that was famous for its commerce. While there I was a maid, a gentle woman who supported me quite graciously. In fact, opening up this shop was her idea in the first place. Oh really? It sounds like the person she's referring to isn't just any noble woman. Now that I think about it, isn't the mayor of Pose a young woman? I've never been in Liber before. Maybe I'll think about... You know what I wish? No, right? Okay. That the last game would be like the whole continent. Like the whole continent, and instead of the whole continent, all the whole important parts of the continent, or all the parts of the continent, and all of that kind of stuff. I mean in three games, I guess. I mean, it's gonna be a pack of a lot. Like one game is like 100 and something hours, you know, which is amazing. But yeah, but imagine that. It really could be. We're talking about a continent in which there's chaos, so yes, if you have the opportunity, please do. I think it will make for our lovely holiday getaway. We better move on to our next stop as right. Because what? Because maybe that's how it's gonna be. That the last place, the last game takes place overall in the continent itself.
You'll also find the
Welcome.
Burn store, a movie theater, boutiques, and other various shops.
Oh no, sorry, no.
One sec.
This lady seems really taken in this stuff, cause she's really into herbal hardware. I'll bet she knows something. Excuse me, miss, do you mind if we ask you a few questions? Maybe she means like the ones that were on that paper, mom. Oh, you mean the flyer we got after we left the Burn store? These two men came up to us out of nowhere and started trying to sell us on something. You got a flyer, is there a chance you still have it on you? No, I tore it up after copying their info down. They kept going on and on about how there was a reason they were able to get their tPhone so cheap. I thought it was a little too suspicious. I refused their offer before they could explain any further. It's too bad about the flyer, but that was probably the smartest things to do. Is there anything else you can remember about them? Now that you mention it, they seem a bit worried about something when we left. Something about not meeting today, Kota and her being upset with them. Well, Kota and her, huh? This could be useful information. So we have two men passing out flyers and trying to talk people into buying these tPhones. And some authority figure they refer to as her. Thank you both, you have been big help. It was no problem at all. I hope you all find what you're looking for. Let's keep asking around and see if we can learn anything else. Yeah, next stop, here we come. It's right here, no?
One sec.
Welcome to the Treon Mall.
I think she was mentioned in those brigand notes Van left with us. Must be the one he knows that incident in Krell Village. I think we even ran into her when we were there last year. We're substitute brigands, we just have a few questions. Cheap tPhone, sorry, but I haven't heard anything about that. I've never really heard any of the other employees mention it neither, so I doubt they would know anything. We have a pretty good view of the area from the shop too, but I've never seen anybody putting up flyers or anything like that. You don't say. Sounds like they are being extra careful so they don't get caught. Guess that means they are not amateurs. What about tPhones that don't work? Hear anything about that? Oh, I actually had heard of that recently. That's a bit concerning. Would you care to elaborate? Well, I guess it's not really that big of a deal. For most people, the tPhone is their first mobile terminal. A lot of them can't figure out how to use them correctly or have trouble adjusting their settings. They will come in and say it's broken. Most of the time they just need a little walkthrough on how to use it, then they are on their way. Even if their tPhone was actually broken, we'd be able to repair it here in the store. I see. In that case, would you mind taking a look at this tPhone for us? Of course, let's have a look. What is going on with this thing? Did you find what's causing the trouble? Well, this is actually the first time I ever seen anything like this. The outer frame is the same as any other tPhones, but the inside are totally different. It's not a tPhone or a sci-fi at all, it's an Enigma. Looks like it had all its combat function removed, all that's left are the communication functions. An Enigma? I haven't heard the name in a while. I remember them being pretty mainstream 5 or so years ago. Oh, how times have changed. Even if it does have communication function, there's no doubt it'd be difficult to connect to the urban network. And since it doesn't have the camera functionality, it's practically nothing compared to an actual tPhone. Our client says something similar to that this tPhone was a piece of junk. With the Enigma being such an outdated model, they're probably selling for cheap on the black market. So they dressed them up to look like tPhones and started selling them at a lower price. I don't think I quite understand what's going on, but it definitely sounds like bad news. I should probably go report this to my manager. Actually, sorry to ask this of you, but do you mind keeping this between us until we finish the investigation? We can't really give you anything in exchange, but I promise we'll report it back once we got everything straightened out. After that, you can tell anyone and everyone you want. Alright, I guess I don't mind. I'm at least a little familiar with how a brigand works. You have been a real kind to Lashkar too, so I think I can trust you guys. We really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for being so understanding. Just giving us a bit and we'll be back with a full report, okay? Of course, I'll leave it to you. Okay, I think we got all the info we need. Let's go find a place to sort through the details. Aye, Captain. We sure did walk to lots of people. What a productive day. Alright, why don't we pick this up tomorrow and go catch a movie? Let's throw work to curb and get a little guilty pleasure in for once. You have sure got an interesting sense of humor. Hey, your mouth says interesting, but your eye says I'm not amused. That's enough goofing off. I think we should start going over everything we have learned so far. To start, we know that the two men who were handing out flyers have been spotted between afternoon and evening. We also know that they were especially targeting customers they saw expressing interest in the tPhones. Then they will sweet talk them into purchasing a tPhone as well as signing their contract. However, the phones themselves are fakes, they're really just modified enigmas. There's also that boss lady the scammer are working under. We are probably going to have to make contact with her sooner or later. Yes, I agree, which raises the question of how we are supposed to do that. I know we have one option, but I'm a little reluctant to go down that road. I don't think there is any getting around it, as... Did you two have something in mind? I'm glad you asked it. I recommend we deploy Nana and S operation number 18, ma'am, using a decoy to lure the perp out. I see, that would be a good way to probe them for answers. I don't mind doing it if we really have to, it's just, you know, how rusty I am, so try to keep the premiere from getting too elaborated, okay? Your request has been acknowledged. In fact, I have already got a plan. The Blade Lady, you will be our backup, so I want you waiting in the wings not too far away. As for US, oh, maybe we should get some new outfits from that shop over there. I have to put a look that will really bring out your eyes. Considering we don't know when the target will arrive, I don't think we have time to waste shopping. Oh, sure enough fun. Should I really be letting them handle this on their own? I'm so happy it's been far too long since you and I have been on a date, hasn't it? So what are you going to buy me today, darling? God, this is no time to embarrass him. Right now, you just need to focus on getting our target to believe we are really a couple. Well, since the company my father managed is doing so well, I think a little spurging can be arranged. He increased my allowance recently, so I figure why shouldn't I buy something extra special for my honey bunny? Oh, that sounds exciting. What are you thinking of getting me? It's something that's been on my mind for a while actually. Would it be nice if we could talk to each other anytime we want? That's why I'm buying us both the tPhones. Oh darling, you're the sweetest! I have more than a few concerns, but they seem to be doing okay so far. Welcome, are you shopping for tPhones today? Yes, my girlfriend and I would like to buy a pair. Let's just have a look at the price tag here and... 20,000 Mira each? That's 40 Mira for both of us. It will use up every bit of my allowance. What? You mean you're not going to buy me a tPhone, darling? I was so excited about it too. You should have known better than to expect you to live up to your word. Wait, I promise I'll get you one, honest. Maybe I can pay in installments? Is that an option? Why, of course, sir. Installments? Like some kind of poor... There are a lot of things I wish I can buy like that. Come on, darling. I thought you were cooler than that. I need this. I'm in a real fix now. Hey, there's a young couple checking out the tPhone section. But what they are like? Yeah, easy picking is putting it lightly. They want to buy a set of tPhones, but looks like they couldn't afford it. Wanna start with them for today? Oh, and I was so excited too. You break all your promises. I don't want to go on any more days if you are just going to lie to me. I'm sorry, honey bunny, please don't say things like that. I'll get some more allowance for my father next time he's in a good mood, I swear. My, what a lovely young couple you are. I think we may just have some info to share that will pique your interest. Well, this is very sudden. What kind of info? What's this? Cheap tPhones now on sale. They're all the rage. That's right, we're offering them at a highly discounted rate to specific customer only. While on these incredible devices would normally cost 20,000 Mira, we can offer you the same product for lowly 5,000 Mira. Oh, 5,000 Mira? No way, they have to be used or defective, right? Not at all, there are genuine brand new merchandise. However, there is a reason we are able to offer them so cheaply. We're happy to explain it to you, T, if you like. What do you say? Just between us, our supply is limited, and our inventory is running pretty low. I don't know if you would like get another chance like this. Oh, how lucky for us. Let's listen to what they have to say, darling. Yes, I suppose we should. Looks like they made contact. Keep it up, you two. Anyway, that's the long and short of it. Even though our sources is a little in the gray area, it's all completely safe above the board. The only issue we've been having is trying to keep up with demand. Personally, I think it'd be real ways to let this opportunity slide. So, you interested? We really should buy them, darling. Like he said, there is a limited supply. Having to sign a contract does make me a little nervous though. Don't worry, it's not your average contract with all their bells and whistles. The only thing you have to do is keep this all a secret. I can't believe they are this cheap and you will still won't buy them. You are such a wuss. Fine, I made up my mind. We'll take 2 of them. Wait, actually we'll take 4 or more. We need them for my honey bunny friends too. That's 6 in total. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. That's 30,000 Mira and I insist on paying in cash. Okay, you really are the best, darling. I love it when you get all spent happy. This is great. That will make our quota for today. Once we get the contract signed, let's head back and report this to the boss. I will go tell them. You two handle the rest. Discuss it. Right, thanks Elaine. I seem like they bought it. Definitely out of practice. Well, I thought you were as good as you ever been. You just need a bit more time in the field. Maybe another couple of dates will fix you up, darling. Please stop. I thought I was gonna kill over in embarrassment. Anyway, let's get to inspecting these tPhones. Can't you wait just a little longer to switch into work mode? You're right though, we should be sure these are the same scam tPhones that the client bought. If I remember correctly, the lady at the burn store turned this part like this, and if the inside looks like what we saw back then, we'll know these are enigmas. Looks like he was right, the client was telling the truth after all. Yeah, let's find a lane and see if we can catch those guys. I see you made it. The men are over there. They were whispering about meeting their quota and going back to report to their boss. I was sure they'd be heading back to their hideout. Yeah, and standing out in the open sure isn't much of a hideout. I guess that means they gotta keep following them. Please don't tell me you're going to start complaining again. We're still got work to do. You will have plenty of time to rest later. You two are so pushy. They are on the move. Let's head after them. Aww. What all the quests are these?
Seek out never-before-seen treasures as the curtain unfolds on an all-new adventure. The Adventures of Rockford. Golden Calamity. In theaters now.
Oh, how was it? What this type of quest exists?
3-point heat. Now playing at a theater near you. Take wing and soar above the court, and blaze a trail for those who follow.
Like, it's kinda weird.
No?
I don't know why.
What news? We embarked on a journey to reclaim what was rightfully ours. The saga of Ravana, the return of the king, now playing.
I've got some delicious ice cream.
A story of blood-stained earth, and of how a young band of soldiers managed to survive for 100 days. Now playing.
Almost hit them. How is that hiding?
Ah,
Those door leads to the Tyrols district waterwork. Looks like that's where they are headed. We'll probably get into some scuffle in there. I guess I don't mind pitching in to help. Alright, let's corner them before they have a chance to escape. And that's how we managed to hit today's quota early. So with that said, we've been working this area for several days now, right? Think maybe we could take the rest of the day off? Sure, why not? If you have already hit your quota for the day, may as well pack it in, right? But you know what will happen if you do, don't you? What are you getting at? You are right, it's important I be more straightforward. You see, I have no shortage of others who are willing but to put their nose to the grindstone for me. We are sorry, boss, we weren't thinking. We know you run operation like this all over Zemuria. What the f? We got nothing but respect for you. We'll keep working past our quota, so please don't replace us. Is that so? Well, if you are so passionate about it, then I suppose you better get back out there, shouldn't you? Yes, of course, we'll be glad to, ma'am. Whatever you say, ma'am. Sounds like the textbook labor explosion to me. You are those love-struck scums from earlier. You follow us? Yep, that's us, lover strokers comes. Now, before our romantic chemistry. Stop that, and it kill you deny the scum mux beat? We are here on business for a client that you defraud out of his mirror. What, are you Spriggan or something? I'm surprised I don't recognize your face. And I see you brought an A-rank bracer along with you. Just what you intend to do with us. A rank bracer? I didn't realize it before, but that's the beauty blade. Damn it, you were working with us two all along? Just so we are clear, I'm not actually here on bracer business. But I also can very well ignore an infamous counterfeit and her accomplice. I've filmed your entire conversation earlier on my sci-fi as evidence. We have a client that just wants his mirror back. You know, mirror you sold him out of. What do you think, Miss Sweet Old Lady? Mind handing it over without a fuse? Every single time. Don't get uppity with me, you little brats. Stalking other people and taking footage of them without their permission, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. There it is, her world-famous tongue lashing. My ears can't take it. Sheesh, you're loud, and where do you get off lecturing us anyway, you old bat? I'm guessing that means you are not going to agree to our terms then. You think you won just because you brought an A-rank bracer along with you? I got through scenarios like this more times than you can't. You really think I won't be prepared for this? Come out, boys, it's feeding time. She damned those monsters. I don't think so. Their movement is erratic compared to wild monster. I bet she just messed with their brains. She must have embedded a device for receiving command signals or something. I remember seeing a report on a similar case in the document we got from Van. I think it was about how sect arms modify monsters so that they could use shard skill. That's right, about these pups from Sect's arms, they are trial encampments and military monsters. You two get in there and take those damn brats a lesson they won't soon forget. Right, we're on it. Well, she's got these two kids on her side. We got... Even Beauty Blaze is not much for these odds. That may be true if these were actually just any kids. It's fine by me if they don't know what they're up against, just being less effort on our end. At least this saves us time spent arguing. Let's take him down.
Quite a group. Keep sharp.
Just try and take me.
Fine, let's play.
Okay.
Activating skill.
There, take this.
It's our time to shine.
Who's next?
We're doing good. Come on. Keep it up, Nadia.
Ryu! Slice them to bits, Blade Lady!
I love her Fonzie.
Zypha activate.
You're going down.
Zypha activate. Yeah.
My turn.
Am I blinded?
You can do this. We'll win.
Ah, really? Okay.
Stay on guard.
Engaging skill.
Light! Cut the dark!
We can win.
Ah.
Our time to shine! These are for you! Hitches!
Stitches.
Stitches! I believe in you, S!
You're going down.
Really?
Elaine.
Now engaging skill.
Gotcha.
Our
Ouch.
time to shine!
Might want a boost here.
We're doing good. Wide open.
I believe in you, S!
Seriously?
Go for it, Elaine.
Now's a great time for a shard boost.
Our time to shine.
Might want to boost here.
Damn it!
I'll get stronger.
I didn't think they'd be so strong. I mean, it makes sense for her, but those kids are a nightmare too. Well, that wasn't much of a fight, so now we just have to decide how to deal with. So come on, you nitwits. You remember what we planned, right? Right. Got it. What the? You're kidding me. They're really gonna make a run for it after all? I hear that she's known for her speedy getaway. I guess it's true after all. Not that I intended to let her go, of course. Let's move. Right. Okay, they're moving. Gotcha. How come it's just us that got caught? There's no way the boss could be that fast, right? Now we better see to catching that woman. I suppose I don't mind taking care of the old biddy. Leave this one to me. I guess those two idiots got themselves caught up already. Ha ha ha. As long as there's still ground beneath my feet, there will always be somewhere for me to run. I will just find another region to hide in you until things blow over. I know you really like talking to yourself, lady, but you may want to watch where you're going. What is this? The jig is up. Turn yourself in. Damn. Fine, how about this? I'll give your client back all his mirror. In fact, I'll pay his fee for hiring you two. I'll even pay back every single mirror of the 30,000 we took from you two. Good deal, huh? We can put this whole thing behind us. That doesn't sound too bad. But unfortunately for you, Spriggans aren't in the business of making friends with villains. Plus, I believe our client specialist asked us to give you what for. So I'm not choosing. You guys are really something. I can't believe you even called the ringleader. Sounds like she's pretty famous for this sort of thing. Should we turn her over to the police? You fool, hand us over to the police and you will be found guilty too. That's why I offered to return your mirror in exchange for letting us go. If that's too hard for you to swallow, then you can forget about ever getting a single mirror back for me. What an attitude. You don't feel even slightest bit regretful, do you? Refunding his mirror won't be enough to absolutely your crimes anyhow. I refuse to overlook that. Well, the original request did ask us to rake the culprit over the coals. But given that our client's here at the moment, we should probably let him decide how to deal with them. How to deal with them, huh? Any suggestion? The guild could always turn them over to the police for you. We've been well aware of this woman's extensive criminal record for a while now. Getting her off the street will be the most optimal solution. Plus, I'm fairly certain we could talk the police into bringing even more severe charges against her. You can do that? Actually, now that I get a look at you, aren't you Elaine Eau Claire? Oh, it feels to be famous, lady. The real issue is what comes after we return them. The guild is responsible for prioritizing the safety of civilians. It's our duty as bracers. Given that you were a victim of fraud, we should be able to push that angle to the police. Either way, we'll make sure they understand that you weren't at fault here, Ned, and that you needed to be interrogated. That being said, however, choosing to bring this to the police doesn't guarantee you will get your money back, especially considering none of the other victims have filed for damage. Exactly, but keep in mind that this operation does mean they will be punished to the full extent of the law. I see. So, if you are not totally sold on taking them to the police, you do have another choice. Take them to the Trion Mall's security detail. Security detail? Now that you mention it, I do remember Veli's having some security guards on their payroll. Wait, does that mean their security firm is affiliated with the Marduk company? Right, that's right. Let's just say I've been doing a little researching of M lately. You see, Marduk regularly collect them new data on criminals so that they can use it to improve their systems. So instead of turning them over to the police, the security team will probably just make use of them back at the headquarters. Make use of us? What does that mean? I have rumors that I didn't think Marduk would go that far. If we do go down that road, their security firm will probably compensate us for their negligence. But if you do give them over to Marduk, they will be back on the street once they are done with them. They are high risk that they are reoffended. I don't think I can personally recommend that option. Hey, we shouldn't be trying to influence his decision. So those are my options. Guess I have few things to think over. To be honest, I'd be satisfied with either option. I'm struggling with which one to pick. Mind telling me what you think? You're asking me? Well, I think each approach has their pros and cons. Oh, they do! I kind of think it would be better to send them to the police through the guild throw. You may not be able to get your Mira back, at least they will face their fair share of consequences. I see. It's settled then, I'll take your advice. Consider everything we just talked about. I'm sure there's plenty other who fell victim to this con artist. It may be better if they arrested so that the case can actually be investigated. Well, I say that, but my main reason for deciding to go to the police is because I know I'll be safe from interrogation. Either way, I think you have made the right choice. Oh, but the straight and narrow is so boring. You know, this isn't the first or even second time I've been to prison, right? You better be ready when I get out of the slumber because this old phoenix will rise again. When that happens, the guild and the police will be right there dosing your fire. Let's head to the guild on the station street. We can turn them in there. Yeah. I'm glad that's over. Thanks for doing all this trouble for me. Maybe I won't get my mirror back, but I feel lots better about the whole thing. We did something out of the ordinary. We only did what the guild will do. But the way it seems they intended to seek our harsher punishment for the scammers, just as I say they will. I'm certain they will work with the police, make sure none of the victims see any repercussion. Sounds like having the Blade Lady leading the charge helped smooth things over. Yeah, you know, I really think taking the honest path worked it out for the best. Of course, I owe you guys the biggest thanks of all. If I hadn't put out the 40s PG request, I doubt I have even considered going to the guild about it. It's no big deal, it's our job after all. Just be careful not to get swindled next time you kind of come across an easy top market. Right, I guess I'll try to be more careful.
Request completed.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Okay. Oh. Hey, calm down, calm down. I like chaos, calm down. Lau, calm down. Okay, we're gonna let it till here. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And see you next one. If you guys want. What is this? I don't know.